If you've been doubting yourself and you are continuously wavering from your goals, from your desired manifestation, you have landed on the right video because we're going to untangle it and you're going to walk away with actionable steps that are going to help you rebuild your trust and your faith muscles, because doubt inevitably is a state where we are losing trust, where we are losing faith that we get to create what we want to create in this life, call in what we want to call in, receive our desired manifestations. And it can be for a plethora of reasons. It could be because perhaps you have tried to set something up and you failed a bunch of times, or maybe it's just taking way too long, or you're perhaps disappointing yourself. Whatever it is, if we don't know each other, hi, my name is Atena Morelli. On this channel, we learn to love ourselves unconditionally and we manifest our dream realities. And if that is something you are invested in, go ahead and subscribe on this channel. So when we think of doubt, the first part that we have to get conscious of, and I'm going to use the word conscious because a lot of these things are perhaps happening in the unconscious level. But when we bring it to the conscious level, and this is at every phase of life, by the way, this is not one and done. It's like when you go through doubt, like, okay, doubt, I see you. Let's raise our conscious awareness towards it. We get to take almost like, how do you call it? A flashlight in a dark room and be like, okay, what's happening in this season of my life? What's going on with this doubt? Like personally right now, I'm in a season of postpartum. You want to hear your doubts? Have a baby. Have a baby, you will hear all your triggers. But that's what it is. And you got to take a moment to turn on that flashlight. Now, how do you turn on the flashlight? For everyone, it's going to look different. Right now, for instance, for myself in this season of life, I do need therapeutic support. Sometimes you don't necessarily need that. What you do need, in no matter the situation of doubt, is to slow down just long enough to be able to sit with your doubt without fighting it. So this can look different in the sense you can maybe just take an afternoon, go for a walk in nature. Walking in nature is super powerful for this. Journal at night, take a bath, but really sit there without shaming your doubt, making your doubt wrong, guilting yourself, without getting angry. Like, don't add another feeling onto the doubt. Be like, okay, what's happening in this doubt? Can you name the doubt? I got my notes. When you're going through a wave of doubt, it's because there's a level of uncertainty. Now, uncertainty can be a pleasant thing. Just think of receiving a surprise gift. And it can be an unpleasant thing when we stop trusting, like, oh, am I actually going to be able to manifest the relationship of my dreams? Am I going to be able to sustain my career now that I'm a mom? Hi, that's me. Am I going to be able to do this or that? Am I going to be able to call in this? So, like, whatever it is. The first thing that your brain does is that it goes into a state of predictive processing. Predictive processing is your brain looking for the past for evidence. Have you ever done this? Have you ever achieved this? And if the answer is no, and it can't find the information, right away it's going to lack trust. And especially if there's like a story, I especially feel like this is potent for people who want to manifest a relationship. And then the older or the more mature you get, it's like, oh, well, it hasn't happened yet. So how is it going to happen now? Like, I know I definitely felt that in my 30s. Everyone I knew was already married. And I'm like, I'm still dating, I'm still quite single, and it doesn't help for people to ask me, why are you single, etc., etc. But here's the thing, and now I'm a mom. So my brain's like, you've never been a mom. How do you know you're going to be a good mom? How do you know this? How do you know? So you know what? It different scenarios, different situations. But one thing with the predictive processing is to have some compassion with yourself and to go back and say, well, where did I achieve things in my life? Highlight those achievements and also get crystal clear that your brain is not necessarily set up for you to thrive. It's set up for you to survive. And so it wants to predict things. But if you're doing something new and you want a new desire to enter your life, and you want a new relationship, you want to show up in your career with a new circumstance in your life, whatever that is for you. And the past is a recollection of who you used to be and experiences you had. And you're like, well, I don't have that experience in the past. Where can you seek in the past that you have had experiences where you have been successful? In this book that I highly recommend you get into, okay, I forgot the name, but it was driving me nuts. Okay, 10x is easier than 2x. The author Dan Sullivan, he talks about how it's so important to have a positive perspective on your life. So when you have a lot of doubts, a lot of it can come from not knowing, but also if you have a negative relationship with your past. Price Pritchett also talks about a lot of well-established humans who talk about success talk about this. If you don't have a positive perspective on the past, then you will undoubtedly have doubts. Undoubtedly have doubts about your ability in the future. So how can you have more trust in this process of unknown? The first step is also not the first step, sorry, this is now the second or third step. Where are we? We're in probably the second step. Where can you take actions to trust yourself more? For example, there was a period in my life that I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that to trust myself as a human, I had to get sober. And it wasn't because I was a raging alcoholic. I think maybe in my youth I was a little bit of that, but even the 1 to 2 glasses of wine a day, and sometimes I wouldn't have it for a couple of days, I'd have a glass like on the weekend, it really affected me. And I had a hormonal disorder at that point, hormonal imbalance at that point. And so sometimes the wine would affect me more. Sometimes I would drink more than I wanted to. And I got to this point where I was like, this behavior, this action is causing so much doubt in me. I lack trust in myself. And so I quit drinking. And the last 2.5 years, when I tell you I trust myself so much more because of this decision I made, it made me focus on certain aspects of life that I had to do some healing on, because even that one glass, it would numb the emotions. And now that I don't have that crutch, I have to finally face the things. And so I trust myself more. So is there something right now in your life that you are doing, a habit, a behavior, that your future self, your most authentic self, your happiest self, your higher self, the version of you that no longer doubts themselves, that has that dream, is there something that they do or don't do? You want to double down on this ASAP. Because if you are carrying a habit that your future self, or the version of you that is successful, that has manifested that desired reality, if you're doing a habit that that person doesn't have, or you're not doing a habit that they do have, then you are automatically fusing yourself with more doubt. So let's go over it again. First, get a positive relationship with your past. Extract the wisdom and the lessons of the things that you have thus far accomplished in your life. Make it a practice to view yourself in a positive light. The second thing, get clear. Is there something you need to do, a habit you need to remove or install for you to trust yourself? In this season of my life in postpartum, having therapy is very important for me to trust myself. I need a devoted space where I can talk about my fears and process my emotions. And scheduling things, because as a new mom, my baby girl, she is taking all my attention. I'm willingly giving it to her. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful, magical moment. But I also really quickly realized my girl is like not even 5 months old yet. I've quickly realized if I don't prioritize things, I don't schedule things, and I don't make it clear that this is something that I desire to achieve, I will get lost in the sauce. And of course, I will doubt myself, right? So if there are things that are very clear, I think do it. Okay. All right. Now, there is a third component to doubt that I feel is becoming more and more popular, more and more of a thing, but so far and few of us actually know how to deal with it. And that is the somatic part. That is the body part. Your nervous system is probably the biggest indicator of whether or not you will manifest things. I'm going to link a video below where I talk about how to support your nervous system to recalibrate so that you manifest on autopilot. I feel like I need to do a number 2 of this video because what I've learned since creating that video is so much more. But in a nutshell, one thing I want you to take away from this video, and if it's the only thing you truly take away, this is it, okay? Your body is used to feeling certain emotions, certain thoughts. It's almost addicted to it. It's almost addicted to who you know yourself. So I noticed that in a particular relationship, for instance, in my life, I am almost addicted to a state of suffering. And I know that sounds like, whoa, that's a toxic thing to even say out loud, but I've noticed it and I've witnessed it. And I am consciously working through it. This is by the way, for those of you who are in postpartum, if you're here, postpartum is an excellent time to deal with lifelong patterns that you want to get rid of and you want to change. The postpartum brain is wild. I'm going to link a video where I talk about it below. Anyways, as I noticed this, I'm like, okay, my body is used to this. So emotions last for about 90 seconds, scientifically speaking. But the feelings that we have about them, the thoughts that we have about perhaps a certain situation, perhaps there's like a level of victimhood that we are unconsciously used to. And if you're unconsciously used to a state of victimhood in a certain situation or with regard to a certain setting, of course you're going to have doubts, right? And so it's not about shaming, guilting, blaming. I think all of that can literally go in the garbage, literally. Get conscious, get clear, and lovingly start supporting yourself to get out of that. So part of it is getting conscious, and the other part is doing somatic practices. Personally, I find the things that really work for me and for my clients that, well, right now I'm taking a bit of a break from the client work, but hypnotherapy is very good. And even though it's more like you're laying down, but it just relaxes your entire nervous system and it allows you to upgrade who you know yourself to be, your subconscious thoughts. Hypnotherapy, EFT tapping, so tapping, somatic psychotherapy. So I'm not a huge fan of regular therapy, to be honest, but when I discovered psychosomatic therapy, I'm like, this is so much better. Like literally my therapist and I, sometimes all we do is we go into a deep meditation, and it's a game changer. Doing different dances where you're literally telling yourself, okay, every time, let's say for you, it's with regards to a relationship or fine, you know what? It doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. Carve out specific times where you are going to embody yourself, feeling yourself in that success. Or if you are feeling the doubt, whatever it is, it could be you're doubting or you're feeling successful. Move your body. Let your body shake out doubt and let your body move into a rhythm where you get to walk as your authentic self. And I say authentic self because the version of you that doubts is not your authentic self. That's a version of your ego that has been wired into you, that has been programmed into you. So thank your doubt for showing you, hey, this has been a programming. This is something that has been psychologically either imposed, not that you're a victim, But inevitably, we are babies, we are sponges, we absorb things, right? And then when you're an adult and you consciously want to change things, consciously change them. And so movement, dance is super good. Also, yeah, relaxing, doing the hypnotherapy, doing meditations, but have a practice where your body, you step out of your head into your body and you receive. You receive the calibration update, or you do even, my psychotherapist talks about this and I love it, where you literally throw an adult temper tantrum and you just let it out. You're like, I'm so mad. Okay, let me see. Is there anything else that I had wanted to say? This. Moments of doubt are invitations to dive deeper past your ego self, your known self, your predictive processing self, of what that version of you that you're ready to say goodbye to is saying, versus what your soul wants. Your soul wants you to elevate. Your soul wants you to fly. Your soul wants you to progress. Deep dive into the layers of your inner critic without judging them. Become that gentle observer and take the steps that you need to take to shift. So observe, take the actions, change the habit, bring on the routine, no more effing around. Just do it. Write down below in the comments if there's something that you need to get done, do it. And then calibrate your nervous system to this as well. Whether that is doing hypnotherapy, whether that is doing dancing, whether it's doing somatic psychotherapy. Maybe you're doing it all. But let your body as well get used to a new feeling. And that can take a little bit of time, and it's okay. It is perfectly okay. I love also, this is the last one I'm going to put in, because there's so many things you could do. Like, you know that trend of hot girl walk? Now I'm doing hot mom walk. So I'm walking with my baby girl pushing the stroller, and I make sure that I'm holding my abs nice and firm, shoulders down, walking tall, squeezing the tush with every step. And I allow myself to breathe in confidence. You got this. What you desire desires you. And I'm leaving you some videos below to support you even more.